Blog Talk Radio.
MOF Radio. You want to know what's up in the MOF?
I know your anger, I know your dreams. I've been everything you wanna be. Oh, I'm the cult of personality. Like Mussolini and Kennedy.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, MOF Radio, Season 30, Episode 2. We're back with a special start time tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. I know I said we will be doing the show at 6:30 from now on. However, we're going to have to go back to our original 11 p.m. time slot next week because the commission's joining a class at the gym. So I won't be home until about 8 o'clock every night. So the show will have to go on at 11 p.m. Eastern, so hopefully I can stay up. Thursdays should be fine, watching football, getting pumped up. So Thursdays it is 11 p.m. Set your time clock, set your alarms, make sure you call in. We'd love to hear from you guys. Remember the host, the call-in. The call-in number is 646-595-3554 if you'd like to get on the show. Don't be shy. Talk about your team. I won't bite you. Not too hard. Anyway, MOF News, we currently have 10 weeks open. That's more than half the season's open already. I can't believe it. I feel like we just started. But yeah, we're in full swing mid-season. We're going to go over the divisions thus far tonight. Check out our original predictions. See how we're measuring up to that at this point. I know I've disappointed a couple teams, but shit happens, right? We're also going to take a look at the expert picks as far as this week goes. Storm and I are in a head-to-head battle on who can pick them better. I think I'm up on him head-to-head. I think he might be up against the spread. But he's used to betting, so that's not really fair. Anyway, hopefully we get some callers tonight. I know last week we didn't have any chance to get callers in because the show is only 30 minutes long, unless you want to pay $100 a month, and we can have an unlimited show with unlimited time slots. But unfortunately, I can't afford that. So the website was updated this Wednesday. Up-to-date power rankings, which are being dominated by the Chiefs and Coach Ron. He makes the Hall of Fame, and then he just destroys the rankings 3 weeks in a row, number one. But he just lost to the Bills, though, I think, last night, so that might change. We updated weekly awards, so we updated expert picks. Next week we'll start to update the yearly award nominees, so be on the lookout for that. I want to personally thank Coach Ahart from the Rams, the rookie Ahart. He donated a couple weeks ago. I don't think I had a chance to thank him, so I want to thank him over the air. I appreciate that. In the newsletter, I also pointed out the deadlines and the dates that week's open, so you guys have to stop asking me. No, I'm just kidding. But for real, though, check your email. I definitely have the deadlines in there. I'm going to start doing that every week, every newsletter. I'll have the deadlines when they open and when they are due, okay? So that's that. Now, we do have a few new coaches. I wanted to welcome them to the league. We had a couple coach turnovers. We all know the Dolphins coach left, and we got Brad DeVito back. So welcome back to the MOF, Mr. DeVito. We also got King Solomon with the Titans. Coach Cookies left, and we have now Coach King Solomon. So welcome to the MOF. Who else did we get? Redskins coach. We actually had two new Redskins coaches. Ramir Pierce, who is a MOF vet. He couldn't really hang with the activity, which is fine. This league isn't for everybody. Sometimes it's demanding, and I understand. But the Hitman 7 is now the Redskins coach, and he already beat Paulie, so congratulations to him. He's actually Alex's coworker, so that should be fun watching him start to play like Alex. Anyway. Also, we have, no, that's it. I'm sorry. That's our last new coach. So welcome, guys. Welcome to the MOF. You're going to be happy here. I think leading the Rookie of the Year candidate right now is easily Ahart. Even though he's 1-6, he's the only consistent rookie that's been playing. So, yeah. Now let's check on some overdue games. I know this will be fun. Right now our overdue games sit at 6. They all include kind of a excuse, I guess, if you can say that. The Steelers and Browns from Week 6. I know Radar has been on vacation, so it's okay. You guys are excused. Week 5, Seattle and Washington. Washington obviously has been going through coach turmoil, so that is also excused. It's okay. Just try to play it as soon as you can. Week 2, Jacksonville at Washington. Both coaches have gone through turmoil. And that's the other coach. Coach Vin Manners, TX Spin, is back with the league. I'm sorry, I forgot you. But yeah, he's the Jaguars, and he actually won a game too. He beat the Cowboys, so good for him. Week 6, Cowboys at Seahawks. I think Kane's Bucks was on vacation for like 10 days last week. I know that kind of put a damper in his game, so that's cool. Just play it as soon as you can. Dallas, Tennessee from Week 2. That's 2 games for Dallas. Try to get those in as soon as you can, which is a funny, I wanted to mention this on the air. Coach Kane's Bucks from Dallas said he's having a problem connecting with Tennessee. It's very strange. Whenever he tries to play anyone that plays Tennessee, it's not working. So I think last night he went through a whole rigmarole of creating a new PSN and all that nonsense, and it still didn't work. So if anyone has any insight, if anyone knows what that is, I'm guessing maybe Alex knows. He's good with this stuff. I'm thinking maybe Tennessee has a custom playbook that's getting in the way. I'm not sure, but either way, they couldn't connect last night, and they're having a bit of a problem. I don't think it has anything to do with router ports or anything like that. So just take a look if you can, somebody. And the last one that's overdue is Week 6, Jacksonville at Tennessee. And again, both teams had coach issues, so all these games are overdue, but they also all have an excuse to be overdue. So it's not like just people are being lazy. So I understand, and just try to get them in as soon as you can. Just make these games priority over any other games that are open, okay? I appreciate that. Now, the games of the week I wanted to go over real fast, too. I like that MMX put the schedule link up on the site, so now I can easily navigate through and check them out. The games of the week, in my eyes, there's a couple that are pretty tough, but Eagles and Texans were definitely up there. It's always great when you see 2 longtime veterans go head-to-head. The Eagles actually won this game already. They played last night. Eagles won 24-10. Coach Paulie just trying to pick up where he kept off. I think he came out to a pretty big lead, 24-3, and then I think Storm added a touchdown at the end. But Paulie looked very dominant in that game. Congratulations to him. Also, Week 9, the Jets and Chiefs. The Jets have a lot of games coming up here that are huge. He has one with the Patriots, Bills, and Chiefs that are still unplayed. I think he's labbing in his room, getting his playbook ready, sweating. I can just see him sweating there in front of the computer, like writing stuff down and getting the game plan ready. Either way, though, whatever works, and I wish them to luck. Week 10. Definitely game of the week was Chiefs and Bills. That was already played. We all watched that game. I think it had higher ratings than the Super Bowl, to be honest with you. I think it had about 10 or 11 people watching. The Bills did win that game. They came back at the end. Wound up beating Ron. Looks like he just has an instinct to win, Coach Beast. He just knows how to win the games. He knows how to close, as does Ron. But either way, that was a great game. And another game that I have my eye on, the Steelers and Jets. Again, with the Jets. The Jets have now 4 huge games coming up. And we're going to see exactly how good Alex is after these 4 games with the Bills, Pats, Steelers, and Chiefs. So that'll be interesting to see. So those are my games of the week coming up. Now, I played last night, and I won. So you guys better get ready. I've been practicing, playing a little offline franchise, team ready. Kaepernick, his ratings keep dropping week after week after he just sucks in real life week after week. So hopefully he can have a good game this week, and it can give me a little better rating here because his accuracy is shit. So, yeah, I played the Rams last night. I'm sorry about the beatdown, but I needed to win. And hopefully Aaron can show up so I can play him soon too. Now, real quick, I wanted to go through the standings thus far and check out the predictions I made and see how they are matching up. All right? So let me throw up on this pick music. Get us ready for tonight's game, too, Giants-Redskins. I wonder who's going to win that one. I think the Giants are going to win, but All right, so far, AFC East, I predicted the Patriots and Bills to make the playoffs. I predicted the Jets to win 10 and 6, 10 games. Right now, the Bills, Patriots are 7-1, Jets are 5-1. So there you go. I did pick Miami at 3-13, but that was before Brad DeVito. I think Brad DeVito is a little bit better than the other coach, so I think Miami might finish about 500. I think he's still going to miss out the playoffs. He's a little too far back in this division. But the Jets, it's all going to depend on how he does in these next 4 games. If he can win them all, then shit, he's going to be the number 1 seed. But if he loses them all, he might be out of the playoffs. So it's going to be close. The AFC North, I completely botched. I admit it right now. I picked Big Dre to win 13 games, and he's already lost 4, so that's not going to happen. He's 3-4. He's in last place. Then I picked the Browns to be 9-7, Baltimore 7-9. The Steelers, I picked the Steelers and Coach Radar to be 3-13. Boy, was I wrong. The Browns right now lead that division by percentage points at 3-1. The Steelers are 5-2. So again, I was very wrong on that one. And the Ravens and Bengals are both 3-4. So yeah, I completely botched that one up. But what are you gonna do? I also picked Dre to make the Super Bowl. So because hopefully he can come back and make me look good. I don't know. AFC South looks like I got right on the money so far. I did pick the Colts to win a division and then Storm to get the playoff berth. But right now, the Texans are leading the division by a head-to-head win over the Colts. And the Colts are 5-3, and Texans are 5-3. So they're both right there, like I said. Tennessee and Jacksonville were predicted with the 2 original coaches. I don't really see anything changing, really. I think the Jags can win about maybe 6 games because Vinny is a good competitor. He doesn't quit. He gives everyone a good fight. So I expect him to do a little bit better than the Titans coach. But yeah, I don't know. You never know what's going to happen because of these rookies. You just don't know. The AFC West was a tough one to predict for me. I was originally going to pick Denver, but then I thought to myself, he can't go against Ron, especially in the season where he's entering the Hall of Fame. So I did pick Ron to win the division, and he is leading the division by a lot. He's up by 4 games on the Broncos with 8 games played. And that's pretty impressive. I think his magic number is like 2. If he can win 2 games and the Broncos lose 2 games, it's over already. So the Chiefs are 7-1, stranglehold on the division, stranglehold over everybody else. Broncos are 3-5. They have a run in them, but this, like I said, this conference is going to be tough, man. You're going to have to win at least 10 or 11 games to even make the playoffs, maybe. So I don't know. Chargers and Raiders both pretty much out of it now. The Dagger lost again. He's 2-6. Raiders are 1-5. It's going to be really tough to come back unless they can win out and get help. Season's pretty much over. Just make sure you guys do your reports and your stats and stuff. This way you get a nice pick when the season ends and a new one starts. NFC East. I did pick Paulie to win the NFC East. Right now he's 5-3. He is behind the Giants. I picked the Giants at 3-13. I was dead wrong on that one too. Looks like he is leading the division at 4-2. Eagles 5-3, Cowboys 2-3, and Redskins 1-3. This is kind of a little bit of a cluster, you know what? Because I picked the Eagles to win at 13-3. I picked Dallas to make the playoffs 10-6. G. Bryan was the Redskins' original coach, so I picked him a little higher than I think the Hitman will finish. And I picked Hova with 3-13 record. Hova is definitely the most improved coach of the season so far. We'll see how it plays out. Paulie was my Super Bowl pick to win it all, so right now he's a wild card team, but I think he'll figure it out. When football dies down and he starts figuring this game out, he's going to be a beast. Now, NFC North, again, completely wrong. I picked Detroit to go 13-3 and run away with this division, but I was completely wrong. Right now, Green Bay and Coach Woody at 6-3 lead. The Lions, who are 4-5 by 2 games. The Vikings are 3-5, and the Bears are 1-8. And if you ask, hey, who the Bears beat? They have 1 game. Who they beat? They beat me. So thanks, Trev. Appreciate that. But the big question in MOF right now is, can Woody hold on to the lead? We all know Betts, obviously, is one of the best MOF coaches of all time, if not the best. He has 4 titles. He's never finished with a losing record. So he's 4-5. If he can find out how to finish strong with the Lions, it's going to be tough. I still think somehow he'll figure out how to make the playoffs, and he's going to get in there. But I think the Packers will still win this division. But it's going to be interesting to watch. Now the NFC South, I originally picked MMX and the Buccaneers to win it at 10-6. I think I was wrong on this one too, because he already has 5 losses. Unless he goes 8-1, looks like I'm going to lose that one too. Right now the South, the Saints lead, but this is a division that's up in the air. Coach Aaron, I haven't seen him on since the 20th of September, which was Saturday. I've been trying to get a game with him. Hopefully he shows up soon, because I'd like to play that game. But everyone in the NFC South has a negative plus-minus, which is puzzling. But the Saints are 4-3. The Falcons are 3-4. They're right there. Panthers are 3-5. Well, I'm really hoping he can get in. He can win this division. I've been rooting for D. Panther since day one, since he came here. And then MMX is in last at 2-5. But if any one of these teams gets hot, they're going to win a division. So it's very up in the air. Now the NFC West, I did pick myself to win this division, which I think I'm going to be wrong on that one too. I picked Trigger Dan to make the playoffs, and I picked Q Peasy to miss the playoffs, which looks like I'm going to be wrong on all of that, because right now Q Peasy is destroying us. He is one of the best in the MOF. He is, I think, third in plus-minus scoring-wise. He's the best in the NFC by far, and he is running away with the division. He has a 2.5 game lead on me, and looks like 4-game lead on the Seahawks. So it's going to be tough for anyone to catch him unless we can beat him head to head. Myself, 4-4, up and down. I can't really close out games. I'm having a problem. People coming back on me. The only game that I was really blown out was the Cardinals game. He kicked my ass basically, but the other games I probably could have won, especially the Broncos game last second. I make him fumble on my 5. We're tied. I marched all the way down to Stanfield, and I ran out of time, and I ended up losing in overtime. So that's just the way it goes. The Seahawks 2-2. Trigger Dan hasn't played a game in a while, but hopefully he can show up, because if he starts to get hot, Seahawks are a good team. So, and the Rams, rookie Rams, 1-6, staying their rookie. It's going to bumpy road sometimes, but it'll be worth it in the end. Now, real quick, I want to talk about something real quick, because it just entered my mind. The draft. This season is going to we're going to keep it the same with the draft. Right now, this is how we do it. We do it. The first group that drafts is the teams that miss the playoffs. Let me just pull this out real quick. All right. So basically, we draft in 4 groups right now. All right. The first group that drafts are veterans who did not make the playoffs and played all 16 games. Okay. That means no sims that are their fault. So if you play Jacksonville and your game gets simmed and it wasn't your fault, don't worry. That's not going to count against you. But veterans who did not make the playoffs and played all 16 games, they pick first. Okay. Then the next group that picks are veterans who made the playoffs and played 16 games, okay? They will draft in order of elimination, okay? So, say you get knocked out in the wild card round, and you're going to draft, obviously, someone above someone who got knocked out in the divisional round. The next group are veterans who did not play all 16 games. So if you have a sim game that's your fault, or et cetera, or you came in late, like Vinny came in late and not play all 16 games, you'll draft after them. Also in that group will be veterans who are returning to the league. So anyone who did not play 16 games last season will draft in that group. And then the last group is rookies. Anyone who did not complete 16 games in their career, MOF career, considered a rookie, they will draft last. So that will obviously be the Titans and the Redskins right now. And then inside those groups, A and B, and C and D, okay? Right now, the order of elimination for playoff teams it's by elimination and by record, so that doesn't count. But A, C, and D, it goes by how active you are with your coach requirements, which means player game stats, game recaps, scouting reports, and broadcast games. Okay, if you do all that stuff every week, all your stats are in everything, you get an A, you're going to be drafting ahead of someone who does not do them. I have a spreadsheet, a very good one, that I am working on. Gives me percentages. I'm going to email next newsletter. I'll email out, I guess, a mid-season report card, you can call it, on who is doing their scouting reports, who's not doing them, who's doing their stats, etc. If you're having a problem with the website, let me know. I know weeks 1 through 4, I'm not going to count player stats against you because we were having some problems, but I'm going to count the scouting reports. So be sure to do them. They are mandatory. And then I'm going to get into this briefly, but next season, in the season 32 draft, we're going to change it up. We're going to go all just by coach requirements, okay? So no more groups, no more veterans did this, veterans did that. Basically, if you play 16 games, you will draft ahead of anyone who did not play 16 games. I'll do it that way. But it's going to be sorted by coach requirements. So if Teddy Grew goes 13-3 and gets knocked out in the playoffs, but he did all of his reports and everything, he's going to draft high because, that's how it's going to be now. So I'm going to reward those who put in their player stats, their game stats, their scoring summaries, their recaps, all that good stuff. That's how it's going to be, but it's not going to go into effect until next season, okay? Also, we had a little bit of an issue last night with a fourth down ruling. I just want to let you guys know our fourth down rules are a little laxed. They're more relaxed than most leagues. That doesn't mean you can abuse them, though, okay? That doesn't mean you can just go for any fourth down you want. It's just it goes by realistic situations, I guess. If it's the fourth quarter, you're losing by a touchdown, you're on, your opponent's 40-yard line, it's obviously too far for a field goal, and it's windy or something, and it's 4th and 3 or 4th and 4. Yeah, sure, you can go for it. That's realistic. But, if you're on your own 20, 4th and 10 in the second quarter, no, obviously not. But pretty much all of our rules, a lot of our rules are based on, abuse. Just don't abuse anything, and you'll be fine. I don't want to have a huge book of rules that people have to reread every game and say to themselves, oh, man, I forgot something. Let me pause the damn game, go back to the rules and see what the rule is on this and on that and on this and on that. So just so you know, play action rules, same thing. Play action, don't abuse it. You can't call play action on 3rd and 7 or longer. 3rd and 10, 3rd and 15, you can't call play action. That's not realistic. Don't abuse it. Don't call it back-to-back. Don't call play action back-to-back. Play action is pretty lethal in this game. So just watch it. Screen pass as well. Same thing with the draw play. Pistol offense. I think pistol offense is kind of moving away a little bit this edition. I don't think it's as dominant as it was last game. So we might be removing that pistol rule. Pistol offense, basically it just says every team can run the pistol. Just don't abuse it. And that's pretty much it with the rules that I wanted to go over today. So if you want some callers, you guys can call in. There's about 7 minutes left in the show. Let's go over some expert picks real quick between me and Storm. It's pretty close right now. Head-to-head, I'm beating him. I have 61 wins. He has 56. But against the spread, he's beating me. He has 54 wins. I have 47. So looks like he knows how to pick the handicap more than I am. So we both we both picked the Bills over the Chiefs in that big game. So we both won that one. What else here? What's funny is I picked the Saints to beat me. He picked me to beat the Saints. We'll see what happens there. But, if anybody wants to join our expert picks next season, let me know. The more the merrier. If we can get like 3 or 4 or 5 on the panel, that'd be great. And we can really see who is the expert picker of the MOF. Now let's check the power rankings real quick. Looks like the Chiefs right now, number 1, even though they lost to the Bills. But they are number 1 right now. The Patriots I had number 2. Bills at 3. The Patriots and Bills will both move up. Looks like, I think, early preview, the Bills will probably get the number 1 seed because they knocked off the Chiefs. So it looks like Beast will be number 1 in the rankings next week. The Cardinals coming in number 4, 6-1. QPs, he did lose to the Eagles, but he's been pretty dominant with those Cardinals. The Arizona Challenge is being met. The Jets coming in at number 5. Again, Latin Yank has those huge games coming up. I really think he's in the lab room just trying to play each game at a time. He probably scheduled all of them. He has the Patriots, I think, Sunday, or it might have been Friday, and the Bills Sunday, one or the other. But those games are going to be very, very nice to watch. If you go look at the Jets page in League Central, he is the number one scoring team, number one in rushing. He takes the least sacks. He gives away the ball the least, and he's number one in time possession. So pretty impressive numbers there for Coach Alex. He only lost one game. He lost to the Packers, 17-12, which looked like an 80-yard lacy run that really put the game away in the fourth quarter. So he's just one big run away from being undefeated. I think people might have to watch out for Alex because he's looking good with these Jets, but he's always looking good. And what's funny is he's always good in the first season of a new game because he's just good. He just knows the ins and outs. He knows, what to find. And all of us catch up eventually by the next season or so. So Alex needs to, if he wants to win the title, he doesn't have to do it now because season 2 and 3 of this game is going to be a little tougher for him. On our recent games, looks like we just got word that the Broncos beat the Chargers in overtime, 13-10. That's another loss for the Chargers by 3 points. Dagger, I think, lost 3 games by a field goal, it looks like. Yeah. It's his third game he lost by a field goal. That's crazy. No, fourth game. I'm sorry. Jesus. Dagger, man. Come on, man. You're the Chargers. You got to do something about that. And also today, the Packers beat Bears 24-17. So Woody continues his very nice season. And what's funny about Woody is last season, let's see. Last season, Woody was 6-10 with the Saints. He already has 6 wins with the Packers, so he's on pace to possibly get the comeback of the year. I know I said hobo, but might be that too. But he hasn't played since season 28 because it took him a little bit to get a PS4. But in season 28, he was 3-13 with the Falcons, and now he's 4-2 with the Giants. So I think he leads that category right now as comeback coach of the season of the year. It should be fun. So, guys, that's all the time we have left for this episode. We did not have any callers, which I'm very disappointed about. Hopefully next week we got some callers. And, yeah. So next week, remember that 11 o'clock, new time for our show. Thursdays, 11 o'clock. That will be October 2nd. And make sure you guys call in. Come on, man. Don't be shy. And have a great week. You guys, get the games in, get the overdue games in, and let's do it. See ya.